Good dawning, and welcome to another episode of Good Dawning with myself. My name's Josh. I used to be Mr. Floyd, and welcome, guys, to Party in the Basement. Shelly and Lindsay, welcome. Grateful, Neil. Give people a few moments to compiling in, and we'll see what we got. But grateful, guys, for another dawning, if nothing else. And yeah, Shelly, Neil, how we doing, guys? Lindsay. All right. Let's see what we got for today. Let anybody wants to pile in. Lindsay, welcome, beautiful soul. All right. All right, let's turn off the do not disturb. There we go. Poof, we're back. All right. Just the two of us. All right. Tina, welcome. Three of us. Just the three of us. I'm quite good. Going to see if I can get lots done today. Awesome. How am I'm doing all right. One day at a time, right? So we just take what's in front of us and keep trying to move forward here as best we can here, but one day at a time. Hopefully we find some sort of job at some point here and can move forward here, but I'm not completely in control of that, so we just keep moving forward. Gratefully. Definitely one day at a time, exactly. So yeah, grateful. All right, one moment at a time. Yeah, in this case. Helene, welcome, beautiful soul. Grateful. Hi, Henny. All right, let's see what we got from actually used ISIS yesterday. Let's see what we got from Kuan Yin this morning. We're gonna do a couple breath exercises. We'll call in our guides and angels. I've got some things written down that we're gonna do today, starting today and every day from now on. And really, I recommend doing it 3 times a day, but you'll see. All right, so let's see what we get from Kuan Yin here. We're gonna do Kuan Yin and Isis today. I don't know why, but we are. All right, so let's see what we've got from Kuan Yin. All right, 3 cuts and a card. And we've got the Amaryllis Lute. So the Amaryllis Lute. And there's the lute right there. And yeah, this is a legal card for YouTube here. So grateful. All right, so the Amaryllis Lute. You are growing fast and leaving fear behind. When your vibration changes, so too does your life. It is safe and loving for you to release that which no longer feeds you right now. No matter how important it was in your old life, it might not have the same place in your new life. Accept healing change now. So what are you looking to change in your universe? And, y'all come with me while I do some chicken chores. Oh, beautiful. Forgot. Grateful. So yeah, what are you changing in your universe? What are you looking to change in your universe? And what can you release for healing change, right? All right, let's see here. I'm going to find a deck. Not that deck. All right, we're looking for something specific in here. There we go. We got bells. And we used the Divine Masters deck. I had a pain in my Amaryllis Lute last night. Oh, Penny. Love it. How are you doing, guys? Grateful. All right. Let's see what we've got here. Oops, I need a code. That's helpful. Deck, goose. There we go. All right, that shuffled well. One more quick shuffle here. We'll see what we get from the. It's the Kyle Graded Divine Masters deck. It's kind of fluffy, but We'll see what comes out here. It's cold. Yeah, it's cold here too. It's 17 this morning. Shouldn't that? I mean, you guys are probably colder, but we'll be in the 40s today. So grateful. All right. All right. Take the bottom card as the energetics for today, and the top three. And let's see what we got here. It's been a FA bunch overnight and today. Yeah, I dig it. Truly dig it. All right, so let's see what we've got here. Today's card is Toth, Divine Magic. The teacher awakens, the student. I got toothpaste in my shirt. Becomes the master. So there we go. So the student becomes the master. Toth, Divine Magic. So let's see what we get to the Divine Magic. We take out 4 cards, but we're only going to use 3, so we'll put the other one back. There we go. All right, negative. Oof. Yeah, and we all know why it's negative Fahrenheit, right? Because Fahrenheit was a 32-degree level Mason, right? Freemason. Did you know that? So yeah, so 30, anything below 32, or 32 degrees, then you're freezing, right? So exactly. So 32, you're fine because you're the 33 level Mason. There we go. Then 32 is freezing. You're frozen out. Anything below that, right? So if you're a 33-degree level Mason and you're creating Fahrenheit, you can freeze out everybody at 32 degrees and below, right? There you go. All right. All right. So today's card is Toth, Divine Magic. The teacher becomes the student. All right. Then we have Kuan Yin. I did not ask for this. She came in on her own here. Kuan Yin. So that's double Kuan Yin. So yeah. And it's a pretty thick deck here. So favor. Kuan Yin, enlightened action. Choose compassion and move forward with grace. Kuan Yin is the master of divine grace, right? So next we have Hanuman. Devoted warrior, let God's love hold you in strength. So let's source hold you there in strength and love as you become the master and move towards compassion in grace in your universe from Kuan Yin, right? And then finally, Jesus. Yeshua, Jesus. Depends on how you see it, right? There's Yeshua and then there's the Jesus. When you serve, the universe serves you. So what are you serving? Are you serving yourself or are you serving others? So when you serve, then the universe will come back and serve you. So if we put it all together here. Toth, the divine magic. The teacher awakens. Kuan Yin. So we take enlightened action, right? So once we realize we awaken, right, to teach, we have taken enlightened action. Stand in God's and source strength with Hanuman and serve the greater source, right? And that's what we're doing here. Serving the greater source field. Grateful. Thank you, Lindsay. Yeah, we put them over here. I always try to put them back in the box, but no. Save them while the show's at least for the show. But yeah, all right. Let's see what we got. We're gonna pull a couple more cards here. An angel number as well. All right, let's shuffle the angels numbers here and see what we get. So how we doing, guys? Another hump day today. Hershey should be live today at 8 o'clock. That's 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern. I don't know anybody else who's going live today other than me at 1 o'clock. We'll see if we get an audience. And if anybody wants a reading. At the 1 o'clock, I will be live doing Oracle, Tarot, and channeling one-on-one. So you can, if you have a question to any of the archangels or what have you, you can ask and we'll channel and answer. And today's number is 2, partnership, right? Or relationships, as the card says, but partnership, same thing. Community, partnership, connection, support, friendship, new beginnings. Grateful, right? Reflect on your role in your relationships. This card may be signaling that you need support of community to overcome a challenge that you're ready to embrace, new friendships, or a meaningful partnership. PG, welcome, brother. Grateful to see you. Yeah, be grateful for any of that at this point. But we take it one step at a time. But today's card today is brought to you by the number 2, right? Partnerships is. And finally, Hershey, good dawning, grateful. Welcome, beautiful soul. All right, so today's daily crystal card, not Billy crystal card, but our daily crystal card is. We'll shuffle them real quick here. See what let's see what we get here. There it is. All right, so today's card is the Angel Aura Quartz. How beautiful, right? Lighten up. So it's asking you to find some lighten up, lighten your energy. Maybe you're got a chip on your shoulder or what have you, but it's asking you to lighten up. So the Angel Aura Quartz there, 1212. Oh, that's right. I always forget. You're on the Maritimes right there, so it's way later. Make a wish, guys. It's 1212. So Angel Aura is the card for today, and grateful. And last but always not least, right? Isis wanted to come through. She has something she wants to say. So we're going to fan out the cards here. There it is. The Divine Sisterhood, a community of sisters and brothers of the light. And I think we've read this just the other day. But it goes back to what we're reading otherwise, about finding community, right? So Divine Sisterhood. Communities of the spiritual sisters and brothers of the light, and community that is based in, yeah, we read this just the other day, but it came out again, and when a card comes out again, then there's a definite reason for it, right? In a community that's based on equity, respect, health boundaries, and personal freedom, a mutual desire for spiritual growth, and honoring of intimate wisdom, great miracles occur. You are part of this community of light. At one time it existed only in the spiritual world. Now it is being born here on earth. It is part of your destiny to help create nurture a conscious community that empowers all of its members and is based in truth. There we go. So, favor, guys. So, a community based in truth and love. There we go. I'm grateful. All right. So, we're going to do a couple of things here that, new stuff, right? So, let's slow down the show here. Let's put Isis back in the box. Ah. Excited for the move, Lindsay? I know I am for you guys. Lots of boxes and logistics, huh? Awesome. T. Ruth, good dawning. Truth, there you go. I don't know if I've ever seen the Jesus card. Yeah, it doesn't come out very often, and when it does, there's definite reason. All right, so let's work with, let's slow down a bit here. And grab the bells first, and we'll do that. So just one moment here. We're going to go ahead and start with the bells here. So take a deep breath in. Got to hit them first, right? There we go. You got this, Lindsay. Before you get to Ohio, you got this. Get everything packed up. Favor. All right. Yeah, I did forget to mention that today, she hasn't been live in a minute, but Blindly Inspired will be live, I think, at 12:30 Eastern. I can't check because I'll lose the live, but I think she's live this. So make sure, if you're not, I know you guys here are. So, yeah, so keep the bell on there, and you'll see when she goes. I think it's 12 or 12:30 Eastern time. She will be live, not Memorex. Absolutely. I'll be excited once I leave my mom's or the airport. For the airport. There you go. Favor, you got this. You guys got this. Enjoy the journey, because I kind of had the same journey. I met someone in Canada. She was near Toronto. She's now married and up in Thunder Bay, like way north, like 10 hours north of Canada, north of Toronto in Canada. But yeah, we kind of had that same adventure there. But favor, yours turns out a little different. But yeah, I couldn't get her across the border for the life of me, and she couldn't move over for 6 months at a time, so it never really worked out. And then she met someone in Canada, and I'm not in Canada, so there you go. But favor, you can figure out a way to stay there. All right, guys, so let's take a deep breath. We're going to do something a little different. Most of us here, all 6 of us, are broken empaths, and to an extent, right? A lot of us are. And in order to heal the empathic state, we have to regulate our nervous system, and one step at a time, exactly. And so we're going to do some exercises, and we're going to do these on the daily. First thing we're going to do is call on our guides and angels and whatnot. Then we're going to do these breath exercises, and we're going to do these on the daily, and it's recommended to do these 3 times a day, because generally speaking, most of us, I can speak for myself, and at least a few in the audience here whom I know well enough to state this, run around with dysregulated nervous systems most of the time, right? Because if we're living in, if we're empaths, right? The idea of an empath is that your nervous system is really dysregulated, right? And a lot of us are even worse, where we block out trauma, we blocked out old memories, so now we're dealing with our nervous system and our neurological system being used just as energetically, just to hold off the neurons to block off old memories, which is even worse, right? Which takes up your energy and everything else. So what we're going to do is start working on releasing all of that. Mystic John, good dawning, brother. Welcome to see you then. Nice to see you. So yeah, if you don't know Mystic John, he goes live generally on a daily, different times, but keep the bell on, generally early afternoon if you're on in the United States. But so yeah, favor. Thanks, John. Nice to see you. So yeah, so regulating the nervous system is the one thing that really the only way to break free and to allow yourself to start to create and move forward in a lot of ways, because we're jammed up. A lot of us are jammed up with the traumas and the dramas and living in those patterns. So if we work on breaking those patterns through breath work, right? And that's what I've been wanting to do here, but need to review a few things. So we're going to do that. We'll work with, and I found these smoky quartz, which is perfect. So we'll vacuum suck some of our doubtful, negative, and slow energies and what have you out of our frame for today. And yeah, we'll do a channeling. So yeah, so welcome, guys. Grateful. All right, so let's take a breath, just a regular, plain old breath, just real quick, just to center ourselves. My nephew is getting me into somatic therapy. Oh wow, I know a somatic. Let me clarify. I met a somatic channeler here. I couldn't ground her down. She's very wrapped. I'll leave it as that. Wrapped up in. Right. So I tried to like pin her down and like see if she wanted to pick her brain and stuff. And every time she'd say she'd get together, she never would. And but yeah, somatic channeling. We're using the body as well. Absolutely. I went snowboarding yesterday. Favor. My body is reminding me I'm not 20 right now. Oh, favor. Yeah, in Colorado, I don't anticipate on going skiing this year. Fund it. So yeah, been in Colorado 5 years. I've not gone skiing or so. Favor there, PG. That's awesome. All right, so take a deep breath. Join me. We're going to do 3 breaths, and this is a new exercise. I recommend doing this outside of when we do this in the dawning, every good dawning we have now, or every time generally we go live. If it's not good dawning, it's good afternoon. But I recommend doing this in the dawning, whether you watch do a good dawning or yourself, in the afternoon sometime, and then before you go to bed. What this does is it releases the nervous system just enough that you can start to feel right. A lot of us, we don't even realize that our nervous system is so wrapped up, that we are so wrapped up that, and we've been carrying it, and a lot of us have been carrying that energy for, I don't know how many years myself, 50 years. I've been wrapped up since I put myself in a box at 2. Debs, good dawning, late, but better. Oh, grateful to see you. All right, so there's 3 breaths. Each breath is going to be 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. And where did I get this? This is a variation on the Dr. Joe Dispenza deal as well, but I got it from the video that's in my video advice. I think that's what's the video that's in my playlist or in my community tab. There we go. The one I just posted a couple of days ago. They put it in a different way that makes it a lot easy to, because you see Dr. Joe Dispenza, right? And it's like 85,000 different things, and he's talking, and it's like, wait a minute, what do I do here? But they put it in a really good, succinct way. It's like if you want to release the nervous system so that you're free to create and you're free, right, of yourself and of your old patterns to an extent. It all comes down to breath work. Yeah, there's mantras, things you can do at night, and listening to things as well. But the first thing really starts with breath. And so what we're going to do is take really 3 breaths, 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out on each of the breaths, and that's all it really takes. Doing it 3 times a day to start to release the body, right, and release all that pent up energy that we carry around from all the traumas that we've faced in our lives. And right, exactly. So our bodies are wound up tighter than a wind up watch, the broken spring, right? If you get the idea. Our breath right directly into our heart, though. We're going to hold it for 5 seconds as we exhale for 5 seconds. Then, so we inhale, hold it for 5, then exhale, and we see ourselves as we exhale. We're going to see ourselves on a sunny hill or being hugged. See, because we're trying to release our body, right? So we get that stress relief, that release. Because a lot of our bodies, a lot of us are walking around in that tightened, stressful, right? And we don't need to be stressed out or have the stress tension in our bodies all the time, but a lot of us do. So take a deep breath in with me, and we're going to do a second breath. We're going to exhale. As we exhale, then we're going to release into presence. We're here, and we're going to state to ourselves as we release that we are here, that we are now, and that we are safe, right? So we're anchoring into safety, and we're showing our body that we are safe, because generally our body is still running the program from the trauma, that whatever traumas there are that you had in your universe way back in the day, or maybe just yesterday, for all we know. But favor not. But way back in the day, your body is still running that trauma program and still in protection mode. And so we're going to start to release that so that we can be free, right? Because we're not totally free when we're sitting in that space. We're still stuck in the programming of the trauma that occurred, in my case, 50 years ago. So then the second one next is then presence. So we're gonna inhale and exhale, releasing old traumas, and then the next one is releasing in the presence, right? Saying we're safe. So the first one we're breathing into, I got it backwards. We're breathing into our heart chakra, and we're gonna hold it and release. The next one we're going to breathe in and release old traumas. And the next one we're going to feel safe in where we're at. So if you want to join me, and then we're going to be doing this on the daily, and I'll be doing it 3 times a day and seeing what kind of results. Your results may vary, but this is not medical or anything else, but can have a good effect. So let's see what we've got here, guys. So take a deep breath in with me. Our first breath, we're going to open and inhale slowly, and we're going to try to get like breathing through the heart, right? As we exhale, then we're going to see ourselves being hugged by someone we love. We're going to see ourselves on a sunny hill or maybe sitting on the beach, but whatever is peaceful for us, right? Whatever brings you internally peace when you imagine it, right? And unless you have, maybe you have your happy place like Happy Gilmore, right? Then if you have a happy place, you could go to your happy place just as well. And Happy Gilmore did, right? So yeah, there you go. Exactly. So take a deep breath in with me and we'll get started here. So breathe in. It's going to be a 5-second breath in. So breathe in. We're going to hold it. And now we're going to breathe out for 5 seconds. And we're going to see ourselves being hugged or on a sunny beach or something that brings us peace. So see that. Next, we're going to inhale for 5 seconds again. We're going to hold it, and then as we breathe out, we're going to release and state that we release all of our old traumas and release all of our old dramas and energies, right? So breathe in, 5 seconds. And we're going to breathe out and releasing our old traumas and our old energies and dramas. I release my old traumas and stand present. I release my old traumas. Then the next one, we're going to breathe in again, and then we're going to exhale, and as we exhale, we're going to say, I'm safe, and I'm safe to anchor in and be safe. So breathe in. And release. I am safe, and I am okay to stand in the safety. I see the safety in my universe, and I am okay. Perfect. Just practice. We're going to do it again tomorrow. I do recommend, and of course, as Dr. Joe Dispenza, the video we linked, and otherwise, it's always recommended. It's recommended just 3 times a day. And if you aren't sitting right now, feeling a little fuzzy but calm, right? You might even feel a little fuzzy, but you are feeling calm. And if you can feel the calm, then you get where this is supposed to go here. It turned out okay. That was nice. Thank you. We're going to do that again, and pretty much every day we're going to do that again. Because it's about releasing the nervous system. And a lot of our nervous systems are just wrapped up and have been our entire lives, and we don't even know the difference in between. And just a little bit of peace, it may not last long. It may last you an hour. It may last you till you do it again. It may last you 5 minutes. But even that little bit of peace, and you're going to feel it because it's just that one moment. Your body can't recognize, it recognizes what you did, and it's gonna, yeah. So, John. So yeah. So grateful. We'll do that again. So let's call in our guides and angels as well. And if you want to join me as well, we do this on the daily too. Because without calling in our guides and angels while they're with us, they're not gonna. It's not as intervention-y, right, so to speak. So we call in our guides, we call in our angels, we call in our soul family. So for myself, I call in Archangel Raphael, Saint Germain, Goddess Isis, Kuan Yin, Sekhmet, White Buffalo Calf Woman, my dragons. I call in the Sasquatch, Yeti, and all of my soul family to walk with me today, and you can do the same. We walk with us today to carry me, carry us, to help me to make better decisions, to help me to see what I'm missing, and to help me to have a better day. Thank you, and thank you. So there's no religion here. Truth the official. There's no religion here. We're calling in our guides and angels. There's no religion in general on the planet. You are your own source, right? You're the source of your own energy. We're all just a reflection of source walking around on earth. There is no organized religion. If you're praying to a god, then an energy of all being doesn't need to be prayed to. And if you're praying to God itself, I highly recommend you watch Morgue to understand what you're actually praying to. But favor. Spirituality is what you make of it. But love you. Finding your own truth. There we go. But what is your own truth? That's the question. But yeah, grateful. All right, guys. I also channel. I am a channeler here as well, and I channel Archangel Raphael, Saint Germain, Goddess Isis, Kuan Yin, Sekhmet, and White Buffalo Calf Woman. And I don't know about you guys, but doing that little bit of exercise there, kind of, right? Because generally speaking, we're all highly tuned up most of the time. Do I believe in objective truth? Belief is what you believe in is it's objective to yourself, right? Belief, unless you have a trend like indisputable fact, a belief is there's 8 billion people and there's 8 billion different objective truths, right? What's your truth is not my truth, and what my truth would probably not be your truth, nor would it be Tina's or Seeker of Truths. But belief is another story, right? What do I believe in? Does any of this even really exist? Do I even believe in myself? Do I even really exist as an entity, or is this just a fantasy? Right? Nonetheless, but yeah, it's all how you want to see it. We'll take care of that. Poof. But that's all how you want to see things. So, all right, guys. So I'm going to channel here, and grateful. So if you want to join me in channeling here, all right. So don't have anything specific here, but we are going to work with the quartz. Actually, I got it. Here we go. Saint Germain, we are grateful that you are here. We are channeling through Josh. You to you today, and a lot of you are trying to question what are we doing here with the breath and whatnot, right? Your parasympathetic, your nervous system is locked up, right? So when you are synchronizing, right? So we had took notes. So you are synchronizing your nervous system, right? So it goes from the sympathetic, the parasympathetic to the sympathetic when you are doing those exercises. And what we are talking about here is releasing your nerve system. A lot of you are walking around. You have been in trauma for so many years that your body is in a state of holding you in protection from that trauma even to today. And that's why we are doing those breathing exercises. That's why we are finding that so important, because if you are not able to release your nervous system, if you are still going to carry yourself around in the traumas and in the drama energy that you were carrying around when it first occurred, that you endured when it first occurred, you are going to have trouble moving forward in your universe. A lot of you are troubled right now. by not having a stable universe. A lot of you have turned into empaths. An empath is a sign that you have a disturbed nervous system. It is not a normal pattern for you to want to sit around and think or energize yourself to other people's energies, right? You don't generally sit around and want to match your energy or feel the energy of others and worry about their energy so that you are sitting in your space, right? So that you are feeling safe. You are in understanding here. A lot of your reactions in your universes are tied to your traumas as well, right? A lot of what you are doing in your universe is to avert, right? Avert feeling any more pain, avert feeling any more trauma, and avert, you can't even move your universe forward, avert even yourselves for that matter, right? A lot of you are not understanding where you are sitting in your universe, right? When you are traumatized, right, you are shifted. You are moved out of the current timeline. You are moved out of the energy that you are in. You are moved out of space, right? So when you are traumatized, right, you are sitting in a traumatic energy. You are rewiring your nervous system. A lot of your energies, right, are now going towards blocking, right? If you are holding memories back, right? If you have a horrific event in your childhood, right? And you are wanting to hold the memories, so you have to utilize your nervous system, your neurons, and your energetic field, right? Has to block, right? So you have to block, your brain has to block interactions, right? Neurologic pathways have to be blocked. And do you understand when that is occurring, right? That is taking a good portion of your energy to block your neurologic pathways, right? To block the energies within inside yourself so that you cannot feel or remember those energies, the emotions and the symptoms and the situation that happened for you, right? So if something in your universe occurs, be it traumatic, your body, your mind will set up a block to that neurologic pathway, right? So you cannot see those memories. You cannot feel those memories. You might know that there is something there. You might not even realize that you are blocked. But if you are blocked, then that's why you are spending a lot of your energy. And this is the point, right? A lot of your energy is now being expelled into blocking those memories, right? And so if we can release our nervous system through breath, right? Through feeling safe. A lot of us don't feel safe. You may walk around smiling and all that, but internally, deep internally, you have this unsafe feeling, and you always have, and you don't know any different, right? A lot of what you are feeling, a lot of what we are feeling when we are traumatized and in trauma reactions and living from trauma, right? We don't even realize what's normal and not. To us, living in the traumatized reaction, the traumatized life is what is normal. Living through the trauma within our body, right? That is what we feel as normal. So we carry that with us, and we don't even realize that there is a release mechanism that needs to occur for you to really feel relaxed, right? So you may always feel slightly intense, right? Or uptight, or tight in the chest, right? And that is always going to be the trauma, whatever it is that occurred to you that has not yet been released from the body, right? And of course, once that occurs, trauma, right? Then you are rewiring yourself. So if you are abused or beat up or whatever it is in your universe, or neglected, right? You are going to start to feel, and you're going to live in a universe that might neglect yourself, right? You're going to live in a universe where you don't feel wanted, right? And your nervous system is going to be shot. You're going to be vibrating, but anytime somebody comes at you, you might get nervous. Not physically, you might not even realize it, but your internal body might get nervous. It might want to run away. You might start to stumble over your words and whatnot. If you ever wonder why maybe you aren't good around hanging around new people, right? For example, maybe you have trauma that is being blocked. You don't see yourself in the highest light, right? Maybe you see yourself as the abused, as the beat up, as the traumatized, right? As the one who was ignored or what have you in your life, right? So maybe you are feeling that, and then you transmute and transmit that, right? So a lot of you are transmitting energies of go away, push away, leave me alone, I'm not worthy, right? I don't need, I don't want, and I don't deserve, right? A lot of you don't even have desires, right? If you are traumatized at a young enough age, what are your real desires? You might have not done anything, right? You may not have developed any desires. And why would you not develop any desires? Because you are living in a universe that has told you are undesirable based on the trauma that you had, right? That there is nothing, you are not worthy, and you don't feel yourself as worthy to even have any desires because you are sitting in the trauma that you had, sitting in the energy from that trauma. So you don't even know what you want, right? Your channeler had that issue to an extent, right? So when you are not sure what you really even want in your universe because you never developed it, right? That's what we are getting at, because you are just traumatized, right? That's why we are doing these breath works, right? To release all of that, to help your body find a satiated place where it can be centered, it can be balanced, and you can step out of the nervous reaction that many of you have been carrying for decades, right? In your frame, if you are an understanding, grateful. Saint Germain wants you to understand that is the releasing of all that trauma, releasing of all that energy that helps you and allows you to see yourself in a greater light, to move forward, to break the patterns which a lot of you have set up. And that's why we release the nervous system, to help break the patterns that you have set up in your universe that generally are there to protect you but no longer protect you, right? A lot of you are having patterns, right? Maybe we're going to explain a few things, right? So maybe you have a pattern where you are in evenings, right? You are doing things like getting drunk or what have you, and you have that pattern, and that pattern has been set up because you are carrying the energy of the trauma, right? And so you barely make it through the day, and then you get to the night and you want to release, but you have no way to release all the stress and the buildup in your body, right? Because you are carrying all that traumaed energy, and you are trying to negotiate through the universe, right? Through your toroidal own universe. We're all our own toroidal field. So as you are negotiating your universe on this planet, of course, you are feeling all that stress. You are probably miswired, right? In a lot of ways, if you are miswired based on trauma, then maybe you have not matured, right? Maybe you are still standing in some aspects in that traumatized body, right? And if you are traumatized, maybe as a young child or as a young adult or what have you, you still are kind of at that age to an extent in some aspects, right? Because if you have not released the trauma, released it all from your body and seen it through it, then you are still standing in that frame of the abused or the traumatized or the neglected or what have you, right? So again, doing the breath work will give you presence to stand and release. It takes time, of course, but to help to things that you can do to help to release all of that, all of those excess energies that you've been carrying around for many, many, many years, right? So we do the breath work as the beginning, right? And we sit and we release and we see ourselves as safe, because a lot of our universes for many years were not safe, right? And so we have attached that energy to ourselves as the universe, life in general, is unsafe, right? And so we see it as unsafe and we put up walls, right? So how many of you, because your universe is unsafe, have put up walls blocking things out and blocking people out, right? So opportunity comes in, but you block it out because it may not be safe, right? So you ignore it, or you don't even see it, right? Where the opportunity is standing right in front of you, but you can't see it because you are blocked and standing in the traumatized body, right? Or maybe you'll get people who come into your universe and you may be able to make a friend, but you lose that friend, or you cannot even maybe make that friend per se because you are sitting in the traumatized space. So there's trust issues, or maybe you don't know how to form bonded relationships, right? This is what we are getting at from all of that. And the first step into getting into a larger universe and releasing of that is to release it through breath, right? To let go and to see that you are bigger than you think you are, right? By releasing it through breath, right? By working through and centering yourself. Slowly but surely, you can re-regulate your nervous system, as we all know through Dr. Joe Dispenza, right? So we are going to be doing so here on this channel. We will be doing so here on the daily. And we are literally going to change the way we feel inside ourselves, right? I literally have a screw loose with this stent in my head. I have an antenna, brought my clairs out. Ooh, favor depth. But we are going to keep on doing the breath work. Why? Because we need to regulate, and we are asking of you, if you want to do so, and it's completely up to you, but to do that same breath work 3 times a day, right? Doing it in the noonish afternoon, right? And doing it again in, a lot of you, it's almost noon already, right? But later afternoon, and doing it again in the evening before you go to sleep. What you will find after a lengthy period of time, it may take weeks, it may take months, but it will take some time. But once you do so and keep doing so, eventually over time, you will start to re-regulate your breath in your body, right? How many of you are sitting in your breath on the daily, right? When you are going out in your universe, when you are sitting around, are you regulating your breath, or are you just ignoring it, right? If you are regulating your breath, you are sort of doing what the exercise is right there, right? So we are asking of you to be conscious of your breath. throughout the day, right? That will help to regulate you as well, and will help to bring in the release of the nervous system that you are so needing, right? So take a moment and realize throughout your day today, through your realize, don't let your trauma lying eyes tell you one thing that's not the case, right? But let your clear real eyes tell you and see that as you regulate your breath as well, right? If you are sitting in front of the computer doing work or what have you, are you conscious of your breath? Generally speaking, what are you doing? Are you breathing or are you doing computer work? If you say you are breathing, that's the idea, right? You can sit in front of the computer and do all the work you need, but the essential task you are doing, honestly, is what? Breathing. But you are being focused on your breath, right? So you are, when you are breathing, you are not just typing away and breathing away. You are breathing, you are focusing, right? So if you are breathing with consciousness, right? Box breathing, as we call it. 5 in, 5 out, right? Breathe for 5 seconds, hold it, release, and keep doing so. You will find you are going to regulate your nervous system even better, right? So keep doing so. Do not allow yourselves to lose yourself, right? Meaning to step away from yourself, to slide out of your frame, right? Stand in your energy and allow yourself to be conscious of your autonomic reactions. Your breath is the big one, right? If you are not conscious of your breath, which is the key way to regulate your nervous system. We've seen somebody hyperventilate before. That is a dysregulated nervous system, right? If you aren't understanding, right? Too much carbon dioxide. But we are grateful, Bunny Binsky. We are grateful to see you, and we are grateful that you are here today. So join with us on the daily with Saint Germain, with yourself, right? And use the breath, right? On the daily to release what is in your frame that does not need to be there any further. Most of your traumas have occurred years ago, but yet your body wouldn't know if it was today or yesterday when the trauma occurred, because it's reliving it in every second of every moment of every day in your universe, right? Even when you have moments of peace and you are sitting there, maybe you are chill watching a movie, or you are out to dinner and you are laughing with friends, your body still holds a sense of tension within it, right? Your body is still expecting the shoe to drop, and your body is still looking, whether you are consciously or not, right? Your energy is being diverted because part of your energy is looking for trauma, right? Looking to keep you safe, looking to keep you out of trouble, right? Exactly. If you are traumatized, half of your energy, a large portion of your energy is just PTSD, for example, is a good example of that, right? You go into a room and you want to sit in the far corner and look out with your back to the corner of the room so nobody can jump behind you, right? The PTSD. That is a same idea, right? That you have been traumatized, and now your nervous system is so dysregulated, right, that you have to run around and live in a universe that you cannot, right, exactly, to avoid getting traumatized through PTSD, right? You have to stand in the corner, stand against the wall and have the full view, nobody to your back, for example. That would really breath, right? Doing the breath work to release the dysregulation would help in some aspects, right? Of course, dealing with the situation as well to give you the PTSD, but to dysregulate, to re-regulate your dysregulated nervous system, right? That is the breath work, if you are an understanding. That is why we are doing these things. And that way you have something to grapple on as well. When you are feeling totally out of space and totally dysregulated, you can breathe, right? Everybody breathes, you have to, or you will die, right? So you can grab your breath, right? And then re-regulate your nervous system by regulating your breath. That is what we are all talking about here. I was told years ago to quit holding my breath. Although I have to remind myself sometimes to take a breath. Well, there you go. Lakeside Laura is holding her breath. Maybe she is a swimmer, right? Or she is going for the deep. She's going to free dive, right? But nonetheless, when you don't want to hold your breath, right, then you are not bringing energy and oxygen to your brain, right? You don't want to get hypoxia. But nonetheless, when you are out there and you are regulating your breath, you are regulating your nervous system as well. The two are tied together, right? So if you are able to breathe in a calm and peace fashion, right, you will bring your nervous system into a calm and peace fashion as well. You will stand strong and stand in peace. If you are dysregulated, right, and you are breathing all heavy, right, you ever notice somebody who is hyperventilating is also in a nervous conditioned state, right? They're usually in a hyper state, right? But once you calm them down, it kills the hyper state, their breathing slows down and they center into themselves, right? That is what we are talking about here. So can you do that in yourself? We are going to practice the breaths on the daily. It is your job to do what you need to do outside of that. And if you are willing and wanting to change and re-regulate your nervous system as well, then we recommend that you do that as well twice a day outside of good dawning, right? And hopefully we see you in the good dawning tomorrow. Releasing transmission. Whoa, energy right to the head. Hang on, guys. All right, thank you. Thank you, Saint Germain. All right. So yeah, so the breath is the easiest way to re-regulate a dysregulated nervous system. And so by working on and doing my notes, right? Doing our 3 breaths, we can opening, release, and presence. We can synchronize our heart rhythm, our nervous system, and we go from sympathetic to a parasympathetic nervous system just in minutes, instantaneously right there. It's not like it's going to stick, though, right? That's the point. It doesn't stick, but once you get into a parasympathetic state, the body likes it, the body relaxes, and it wants more of that, right? A lot of us have not even ever been in a parasympathetic state, not since whatever initial trauma it was that set us off came into frame, right? And so feeling that parasympathetic state, which you may have on the practice breaths we just did a few minutes ago, your body wants more of that, and it's going to crave more of that. And whether you give it to it or not, it's going to look for ways to find that at some point. And so, yeah, by doing that 3 times a day, you reprogram the body to start to stay in that state, right? And you push out the dysregulated state by re-regulating your nervous system. And once you start to re-regulate your nervous system, then the trauma patterns can come up and fade away. Once the trauma patterns fade away, generally our stinking thinking fades away. Our broken thinking, right? Because our broken thinking is tied to our trauma, and it's not broken, it's just traumatic thinking, right? That leads us into empathic thinking, where we're having to ground into other energies and ground into other people's universes just to find our universe to be safe, right? Exactly. It goes on from there, but all starts with changing through the breath. And all she is there in your breath. Thanks, Josh and Saint Germain. Thank you, Lindsay. I'm grateful. Let's work with these smoky chords. And we're going to use that to do what? Vacuum suck crap out of our field that is dysregulating our nervous system, right? Exactly. I mean, me sitting here right now in an unemployed state is technically a dysregulating state to my nervous system because I don't, right. And if you want to know if something going to dysregulate your nervous system, just ask yourself, play the tape all the way through. If you get drunk, you'll dysregulate your nervous system. Play the tape all the way through. If you're unemployed, like and looking for work and not having trouble, but exactly, it's going to dysregulate your nervous system. You have to learn to stay calm in that storm, right? And that's part of it as well, is learning to stay calm inside yourself in the storm through breath. If the shiznit hit the fan tomorrow, would you be able to stay calm, or would you like the guy from Airplane? Right? Like exactly. Would you go nuts? Can you hold yourself center, or are you the crazy guy in Airplane running around the tower? So exactly. All right. So let's work with the smoky quartz, and we're going to use it to vacuum suck any negatives out of our frame, anything that we don't need in our system. And thank you all who are still here, and grateful. All right, here we go, guys. I'm quite good at staying calm now. Things that stress out do no longer bother me. A lot of things. It's not even that. It's also realizing that you emotionally you may not feel any stress. The body itself will fall out of regulation. But our bodies are generally not regulated anyways, right? Pardon me. Yeah, I've changed a lot of what I've watched. I'm watching a lot of like healing empath stuff, and like Chase Hughes body language stuff, and how we think and act and such. Because really, that's kind of where it's boiling down to, at least with me. But let's work with the smoky quartz, and of course that I've been pushing a lot of limits. I find a lot of boundaries and a lot of power. Awesome. So we're gonna work with the smoky quartz with your permission, of course. It works with your permission, and so here we go. And we're going to use this, of course, use the smoky quartz here as you feel it, pulling off anything that you don't want in your frame, any trauma, any drama, any lack, any worry, concern. Give it all to the smoky quartz. Let it vacuum suck it up, so to speak. And of course, this smoky quartz is a little less smoky than most, but it came from, of course, Chloe at Chloe's Crystals. That's capital C, Chloe's at Chloe's Crystals on YouTube, or chloescrystals.shop on the web. And of course, 15% off with Floyd, Floyd, capital FAM, capital F, capital F. All right, so let's utilize the smoky quartz here. We're going to clear off anything that is sitting in our frame that is making us feel a little heavy and whatnot. Being present is definitely the key. Yeah, staying out of the past, right? In your head, in your frame, in your body, in your mind, in your heart. There's a lot of things I could dive into, but I'm just not going to let it, you know. Lots of real short past things that I, you know. But if I sit in it, I'm just going to sink, and I can't do it. I will be able to pay Chloe tomorrow. Yay, me. Oh, awesome. Got my crystals in hand. Awesome. So I do believe I do relieve a lot, but that's been a part of me. Awesome. All right. Keep bringing myself back to presence and healing. That's all there is. Trying to imagine the future that may not happen. Yeah, exactly. We don't want to do that either. I can imagine some crazy stuff sitting here in the position of my universe right now that I don't want to imagine, right? Actually, what do you get? I remember you got some super cool crystals. All right, guys, as we seal this off here in just a few moments, go a couple more minutes here. So anything that's blocking you to the quartz, smoky quartz, any trauma, I'm just giving all my trauma to the smoky quartz. I don't want it. Stand in my presence. Grateful. Yeah, just back into my parking space. Could use some smoky quartz. Awesome. Love you, buddy. All right. So what's sitting in your lower chakras, in your root and sacral chakra? Let's do a little breakup of it. And generally, what's sitting in your root and sacral chakra is why you need to work on your breath, right? Grateful. Thank you. Love you, buddy. Grateful, guys. I know there's been a lot of shifts on this channel here, and I'm grateful for those who've stuck around. The shifts have been with me. I guess the tower moment getting me booted out of my universe into another. It was meant to happen. It's, everything that happens is generally meant to happen, but grateful that you guys have stuck around. Thank you. Thank you, Debs. I got a smoky quartz double terminated wand. Oh, wow. Nice. From Chloe, I hope, right? All right. What is it? Pull these energies out that are blocking us. Seal this off. All right, guys, let's seal this off. We'll do it for too long. It doesn't take too long. There we go. All right, guys. Grateful. Thank you. Yank it out. LOL. Pull it out. Well, yeah, we'll yank it out, but pull it out. There you go. Thank you guys for being here. Yeah, it's been an interesting couple of months, and you've all seen the changes here. And favorite, thanks. As you stick around, hopefully you'll see it get better, right? But yeah, one day at a time, guys. That's all we can do. Is take it one day at a time. All right, so hi, Linda. Welcome, beautiful soul. A butterfly Linda is here. I haven't seen you in a minute. Grateful. Thank you for coming. Unfortunately, we're just about to close out here, but grateful to you here. How's your universe? All right, guys. Much love, Linda. Thank you. How do you how to use a double terminated crystal? Oh, hugs. Thank you, Josh. Been in a wonky mood. Think it is the storm that is coming this weekend, everyone. Extended my trip to not drive into it. Oh, favor. Yeah, I don't blame you one bit. Yeah, there's another storm coming. Favor to anybody on the East Coast there. A nor'easter slash blizzard is coming, and then there may be one even behind that one on top of that may be starting to pull into the United States. So we may have three months. But yeah, favor and not normal. And if you go online, there's go on YouTube here, right? And we'll sync the. There's 800,000 video literally, but I saw two. I literally bumped into two without even looking, where you can't catch the snow. You can't melt the snow, right? So they got a lighter or a torch and the snow, and it's not melting. And this is from the current snowstorm. I leave it alone, but I wouldn't go eating the snow anytime soon. Yeah, more snow coming. We'll see what happens with my plans. Favor, you'll be fine. You got this. I may camp out at the airport for a while. You got this. We are feeling a lot of planetary and solar stuff going, to say the least. It's been quiet for the past few days, but last week was insane. My husband started speaking about how the storm didn't do what was expected. I shut him up real quick. Actual plans. Shelly, hi, sweetie. All right, guys. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Again, rolling with the changes in my universe. I'm thankful that all of you who are still here are here, and grateful. You guys get to see the big comeback, right? So there we go. Favor to your universe as well. And let's close this out with a group hug, guys. I will be live again with Oracle cards, tarot, and channeling at 1 p.m. today. So join me at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and that's my time. So that's 3 o'clock Eastern, noon if you're a Scotty boy. And I will be live doing channeling. And so if you have a question for Saint Germain, Archangel Raphael, Goddess Isis, Kuan Yin, Sekhmet, White Buffalo Calf Woman, Archangel Michael maybe, and more. Thank you. Grateful. I have no idea what's next, but let's take it one step at a time. And favor to all of your universes, and you're taking one step at a time too, right? All right, guys, let's close this out with a group hug, and we will see each and every one of you tomorrow, or later today, I should say. All right. All right, so let's take our left arm up, put it to person on your left, and our right arm up, put it to the person on the shoulder, to the person to your right. And we take our heart chakra and our love, and we send it out of our left hand, and we send our love to and through each and every one of us. So we take and focus our left hand and our heart chakra to the left hand, and we send it out to each and every one of us here in the greater source field. And we see each and everybody here in the greater source field. As we spin our love around, it goes faster and faster, of course, and we spin that love. And our heart chakra is up faster and faster as they spin into one big heart chakra and go through each and every one of us. And we take that love and our individual heart chakras, which have turned into one big heart, to the greater source, and lock it into the greater source field. Chink, clink, like a giant reverse tornado. And we see each and everybody in the greater source field. There we go, in love and peace. And we see each and everybody here in love and peace as well. And we see everybody today out in the greater source field and here using their breath, realizing that any trauma that they're carrying has dysregulated their nervous system, and realizing that their nervous system, in some form or fashion, that most of our nervous systems, that's everybody on the planet, is in some form or another dysregulated. That we start to realize that, and realizing that through our real life, not letting our traumatize tell us that we're perfectly fine, and we start regulating ourselves through the breath work that we did today. And we see each and everybody out there realizing that they do have an option, and they don't have to sit in the trauma nervous system that they've been carrying around and walking around in for however long it has been, right? We also realize that we do have options and ways to break out of that traumatic nervous system so that we can break free of the patterns that we've placed upon ourselves, or have been placed upon ourselves, that have not put us in the space that we want, have not created the universe that we want for us. So we see each and every one of us and everybody out in the greater source field realizing through their real eyes that they can do so and start working with their breath, right? Utilizing the power of their breath, the power of their heart, and the power of their imagination to pull themselves out of those patterns, to see themselves in a higher light, and to realize that the dysregulated nervous system, being dysregulated meaning unregulated traumatic effect and having traumatic actions in your universe, is not going to get you and create what you want in your life. We see each and everybody, of course, practicing their breath, realizing that the breath can and will eventually change their universe and re-regulate their nervous system, and by doing so, they continue to do so. We see Mother Gaia, of course, no exits, roads in her skies, and no forever chemicals or plastics in her soils and waters, of course. And we see everybody, we're going to add something else, and we see everybody in the United States of America and the rest of the world breathing in some calm and peace. And we see this world is a little more calm and a little more stable and a little more peaceful. And we see everybody within it finding that peace and calm and stability within themselves and not reacting or to anything that would dysregulate their nervous system. With that, we say hallelujah. So it is, and so it shall be for today. I need to text the Grand, to ask if I can go in her room to look for jewelry cord to wrap some crystals today. There you go. Nice. Love it. One day, new beginnings. Oh, there we go. I didn't realize. Yeah, today's one day. Thank you, guys. All right, guys. We made it an hour. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for sticking around through we're all learning how to live, right? And thank you for sticking around and being here as part of this. I appreciate that you are still, all of you guys who are still here with me. I appreciate it. And the really big comeback, right? You guys are, there we go. All right, guys. Remember, everything you do creates your universe. So just stay conscious, right? And thank you, guys. I appreciate you all. I will see you all in the next, which will be at 1 o'clock today, my time, which will be at 3 o'clock Eastern or noon West Coast for Oracle, live Oracle, channeling, and tarot with my family, the family. And so if you have a question, we can answer the question directly through a channeling. And so, yeah, it'll be fun. All right, guys, I love you all. Grateful. And see you all in the next. Thank you, guys. Love you all.